Hi everyone, welcome back to the Grow Paradise Garden. And the past couple of weeks have been really busy. We've had some achievements, we've hit some milestones with YouTube. We've actually ticked over the 30,000 subscribers mark. So thank you so much if you're one of those subscribers. You're really helping this community grow. Pat yourselves on the back, you deserve it. If you're not one of the subscribers, then you know what to do. Hit subscribe and just help this amazing community of people that love this style of plants just to keep growing. The other milestone we've hit is the channel's just ticked over 3.2 million views. For a garden this size and us just to be sharing videos with people all around the world sharing this passion is amazing. So to hit those sort of numbers is incredible, and I mean it when I say thank you. Now the other surprise is, you might remember recently I shared a video where I talked about growing this plant, Brassaiopsis mitis, from seed. The chap who shared the seed with me got in touch after that video and he sent me a message, and that message confirmed that I was growing Brassaiopsis from seed, but the seed wasn't for mitis. It was for a very, very similar plant. It's Brassaiopsis hispida, which again is a very, very rare plant. It just doesn't have the same leaf shape as Brassaiopsis mitis. So these seedlings are still an achievement, but they are not Brassaiopsis mitis. Was I disappointed to know that? A little bit, because I built my hopes up thinking that I'd grown Brassaiopsis mitis from seed. I'd never seen anyone else doing it. And that's because nobody has had this plant produce berries in the UK. That's been confirmed by a number of other growers to me. So of course it wasn't going to be Brassaiopsis mitis, but a boy can dream. But like I say, it's still an achievement. I've never grown Brassaiopsis from seed before, and you can see how much it's coming on, and it's really becoming quite a spiky little seedling at the moment. Now, I mentioned we're also getting ready for Abbotsbury Plant Fair, and at this time of year, I always like to share a sneak peek of the plants that we're going to be taking with us. If you're local, you can come and buy the plants from us. If you're not, this list of plants is going to be a really good list to take inspiration from. Try and search out some of these plants for your own tropical style garden, whether you're in the UK or any other part of the world that has a similar climate to mine. Now, this garden is in USDA Gardening Zone 9. So we do take sub-zero temperatures, we take freezes, but it's a light freeze and it's not for a long period of time. But we also source a lot of plants that are very, very cold tolerant and evergreen. And at this time of year, it's approaching September here in the UK. I like to find tropical style plants that are evergreen and keep things looking interesting in the depths of winter. So there will be some of those plants in this list as well. Later this week, we're going to go to Abbotsbury Subtropical Gardens Plant Fair. That's on Sunday, the 1st of September. And the Abbotsbury plant fairs are always great fun. There's so many people, so many like-minded people there trying to search out special plants to add to their garden. So I'm going to show you a small selection of some of the plants that we're going to take. I'll try not to cover plants that we've covered too much on the channel before, because there are new plants coming with us. And it's always nice to try and find something a little bit different. And one of those is behind me. It's quite spiky and it's poking me in the back. So let me give you a closer look. And this is that tree. It is Aurelia elata. It's a close relative of Brassaiopsis mitis, and you can tell because it has this really spiky stem and it produces enormous leaves. Now these leaves, once they're above head height, form a really impressive jungle canopy, and the leaves actually look a lot like Angelica plants. So it sometimes commonly is called the Japanese Angelica tree, and in Japan they actually harvest the leaf buds as they're unfurling. Because they are edible, but you need to pick them before the spikes form, because you wouldn't want to be eating them, because these spikes are enormous. Now, if you like plants like Solanum pyracanthum, anything that's a bit unusual, a bit spiky, and is great for foliage, then this one's worth a grow. It's completely hardy in most of the UK. It will take minus 15 degrees Celsius, and it grows rapidly. If I were to put this in the ground now, I'd expect a few feet of growth before the season's out, and in 1 year you can easily achieve a metre of growth. They cope with pruning quite well, so you can keep it well behaved if you're restricted on space. I'd expect in excess of 8 metres when they're mature. And if you've got the space, or even if you don't have much space in a small garden, going vertical with plants like this means that you're going to get that look, sort of like we've got now, where you've got a bit of height. So even in a small space, you can still feel secluded, still feel like you're getting that really successful jungle garden look. Definitely one that's worth a grow. Just watch out for the spikes. Don't plant it somewhere that you're going to be brushing past all of the time, like I have to do here when I'm watering in the evenings. Next up is this, it's Albia julibrissin, but this is a really nice cultivar that has these deep, rich purple leaves. This is Albia julibrissin Summer Chocolate. And it is hardy for milder parts of the UK. It's not quite as hardy as the plain green form, but I absolutely love it. It's survived -6 for me here in a pot, and if you subscribe to the channel, you'll know that growing plants in pots makes them much more susceptible to cold weather, because that penetrating cold can get to the root zone much easier than if it were in the ground, benefiting from all of that thermal mass around the roots. So it does have cold tolerance. It will take below freezing temperatures. The reason I love this plant is because if you can get plants that have purple foliage and you combine them with the lush greens in a garden, you're going to get year-round contrast. Yes, flowers are great, but they're fleeting. So if you get kind of year-long colour or season-long colour, it's going to have that effect for a much longer period. And we've actually done that with this Sambucus nigra. This is a cultivar called Blue Sheen just here, and it contrasts with all of the green foliage. We've got a golden Indian bean tree at the top, and it just adds drama and impact. And this is a plant that I think is really good for that. You don't only get the contrast in the colour though. This foliage, it looks really, really ferny, and that is great. If you pair that with something like this tough, leathery Fatsia leaf, you get contrast in texture as well. These have been really popular. We've only got 3 or 4 left. I'm going to take a couple of these with me to the plant fair. But this is one of those plants, every time I get them on the nursery, I forget to hold on to one for myself, and I'd really like to try and add one to the garden, because just imagine this growing as a small tree. It's incredible. Oh, and the leaves open up during the daytime and they close up at night. We used to have a large green form of this, Albia julibrissin, and that was a cultivar called Umbrella. And it was amazing as a shade tree over the patio, because it would cast dappled shade in the sun, and then as the sun was going down, the leaves would close up and we could watch the moon rise. Sounds romantic, and it was. So if I can get one to that sort of size again, it'll be really, really good. Next up is this. This is Farfugium Japonicum Green Giant. Its common name is the giant leopard plant. Now this will remain evergreen in mild winters. It's taken -6 for me. It's been completely unscathed. The leaves sort of curl up when they get frozen, but they thaw out. There's no cold scorch at all. And this glossy green leaf, combined with other evergreen plants like Mahonia Sweetwinter, makes for a really nice contrast. We were talking about contrast. You're getting it again there. You've got a big round leaf with a smaller delicate leaf. And in winter, Mahonia Sweetwinter will produce yellow flower spikes. You're going to get a great display in a tropical style garden, even in winter. It's about finding those plants that have the look, but still perform for you through the winter months. Our gardens don't have to die back to be able to enjoy a tropical style garden. Yes, they look more full in summer, but they can look incredible in winter too. And this is one of the plants that's going to help you get there. Now these are enormous, and I'm really, really pleased with these plants. We've sourced these from specialist growers, and I've got quite a lot, so I'm going to take a lot to the plant fair, and we've got plenty for sale online as well. Hopefully those 3 plants have given you some inspiration for new plants to add to your garden, and some ideas about how you can combine plants for texture and kind of drama in your garden. As I say, we're going to be evolving the Paradise Patio project through the winter months, so hit subscribe to stay updated on that one. If you're near to Dorset and you want to come to Abbotsbury Subtropical Gardens Plant Fair, like I say, it's on the 1st of September. It opens about 10 o'clock in the morning, I think. Get there early. All of the keen shoppers are there early, and they get the best plants, and there's going to be a lot of other fantastic sellers there as well. And I hope you're not too disappointed that I haven't been able to grow Brassaiopsis mitis from seed. Yes, it was a hard pill to swallow, but Brassaiopsis hispida is still a fantastic plant, and I will keep you updated as they grow, because I will be offering them for sale on the online shop, probably in spring, judging by their current rate of growth. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. As I say, I do mean it. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next one.